The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
You didn't hear that.
This time on New
yeah.
Plan. What have you been playing this month?
Shall we play?
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul glides. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the new plan.
You do it. I'm A4, the guy who said he was going to start this episode and then remembered he can't hear what's going on with the sound effects on his end. Well, I can't hear myself now that you guys put me on like the laptop or whatever, but like whatever I'm hearing from your end is I'm not hearing I hear myself twice a little bit, like very faintly in the background because it's picking up on like the laptop, I guess, from one of your headphones. But yeah.
Yeah, come to Nude Clan for the audio discussion.
Emphasis on cum.
Always.
Speaking of cum, what have you guys been playing this last month?
Just getting right into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, you know, we could just waste some time, I guess.
I've been playing the new Megadeth album in my car quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they finally went back to the naming convention of X, Y, ... Z.
Yeah, the famous XYZ album. Little known.
Yeah.
Didn't do that
So
well.
no, what it's so good, so bad, so what? Right?
Well, yeah, that's how I feel about the
sells,
album.
but
You
who's
know.
buying? Yeah, there's a lot of.
Well, yeah, they no. I should. The joke I should have made is that they put.
The punishment due.
Yeah.
No, they put ellipses in so many fucking titles of their of their shit.
Yeah, we know.
Killing is my business. ... And killing is good.
Business is good, you fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you need to have a carnal knowledge of Dave Mustaine and all of his works. To be on
Clearly.
this podcast.
Yeah. What the fuck? And killing is good? Killing is my business and killing is good.
Is that what I said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, that day drinking going on out there.
Yeah, I thought this was.
killing
I thought
is
this was.
good.
I didn't realize this was Irish coffee. Good
Not a
lord.
bad, yeah, not a bad title, but not the title.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
You got the Target Collector's Edition, apparently. It's $2 more than my Amazon copy with 2 tracks and a holographic thing that you can't really put anywhere. As it
No,
turns
dude.
out, it's all too big for just about everything in the world.
Yeah, so I have all of Megadeth's albums physically, and I figured I should get this one because why the fuck not? Why would I just have one missing?
Yeah.
I also had like streamed the album through YouTube and my Bluetooth, which was, I thought, high quality audio. I put in the CD and I'm like, oh no, the CD sounds way better than the fucking streaming quality.
Yeah.
So, heads up on that, because I thought Dave's voice was like too high in the mix. Like there was no bass in the sound in the album. Usually,
Well, they were just trying to copy Metallica, so.
Yeah, just hide the bass.
Usually I don't have that like problem on YouTube. Usually, like if they put a high quality audio stuff up on their official channel or whatever, like it should sound fine on my speakers. No, I just had the good like back and forth, like, oh, this sounds way better. Because I think the other thing was the other reason I bought it, I've been having like another album play in my car all the time and in like the small moments when I go to the gas station get a drink on my breaks at work, I hear that album. And then I was hearing the Megadeth stuff I was playing in my car, and I'm like, God, the other albums mixed way better than this. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Like,
Yeah.
this is a Megadeth album, for God's sake. And no, it just sounded, whatever they put on YouTube is not the full quality that you want from your Megadeth albums.
And Megadeth usually sounds really good too, because Dave Mustaine is like a real stickler for sound quality, stuff like that. Like their remasters are really solid. Yeah, Killing Him's My Business original sounds like fucking shit, but the remaster sounds really good.
The second remaster sounds really good. The first remaster still sounds better than the first one, but there's also like a night and day comparison between like the 2004 remaster and the one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it sounds like a high quality recording.
Meanwhile, the first couple Slayer albums sound like shit.
That's
and the
how
remasters still sound like shit.
That's kind of how the old Killing sounded. Was like the Slayer first.
Well, I was
few.
gonna say the
shit.
original probably sounded like shit because it was like a fucking heavy metal album and a thrash metal album in the fucking early '80s.
Yeah.
Kill 'Em All
So,
sounds
it's-
much better than the old Killing Is My Business, at the very least, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Kill 'Em All pre-remaster does sound way better than those other thrash bands' first albums.
You could tell that they were the big one even then.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like that is like a question. Like why does that album still sound decent? It sounds old, but it sounds decent. And the like sonically, and the other albums just sound like wet garbage. Like thin guitars, wet garbage, like too much it's too clear, and there's like and the vocals are too high, especially in like the Slayer shit. And like there's clear reverb on everything. And
And the Slayer ones, they didn't even capture a single solo. Like, I guess there's one solo on one of their first 3 albums. I can't remember which.
Oh, he didn't figure out how to go.
No, I think he did. He just for once decided to hold back.
I'm gonna completely change the subject for a second here.
This
but
is
have
good
you ever
video
seen
game talk.
Have you ever seen the video? Have you ever seen the YouTuber Cartnarks?
No.
No.
So he's a guy who goes around the country and he finds people that don't take their carts back to the cart return, and he narcs them out by telling them to take their cart back. And usually when they don't, he'll put like a magnet on their car that says like "I don't take my cart back," like a Lazy Bones. But his it's just a guy with like a wand, like a light up wand and a GoPro. So his siren he does when he finds someone, he goes "Whip skilly whoop whoop whoop." It just reminds me of that what you were just
Reminds
doing.
you of Kerry King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a garbage guitarist, like, honestly. Like, he doesn't even care about solos at all. Like, it's like every album is Saint Anger to this guy. It's just...
He is fast.
Yeah, he's fast,
He's
but...
a fast guitarist.
It's what I said about Slayer. Like basically every Slayer album up until South of Heaven is just the whole band is racing each other to the end of the song.
Yeah. Can't wait to get done. I mean, at least it's concise.
Yeah, because you got the guitars going, and then the drummer's just like, and then the singer's like,
just to say,
like Hell Awaits is such a shitty album, dude. It's incredible that band ever took off.
Hey man,
it's amazing.
Don't even. Hell Awaits is a great song.
Oh, Show No Mercy. How about Show No Mercy?
Show No Mercy has one song. One of them has Black Magic, and that's a pretty sweet song.
Like ironically,
I turned on Show No Mercy
Slayer...
because I was like, I should try listening to all the thrash bands, and I was like, oh no.
Dude, like, the only, like when Slayer started to click for me was like when they finally slowed the fuck down on like South of Heaven and like the next few albums moving forward. It's like, oh my god, they actually started playing songs. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
South of Heaven was the first song by them that I found and enjoyed, and it's still one of the 5.
Right.
Wait, what are the 5?
It's that. I like Rain and Blood.
Raining Blood's fine.
Angel of Death. Angel of Death.
That one's fast as fuck.
I like Disciple.
Disciple's great.
I like Skeleton Christ, Catalyst, and Payback. Payback's fun.
What about Dead Skin Mask? That's a pretty sick fucking
Oh,
song.
Dead Skin Mask is good, and Seasons in the Abyss, the song.
Yeah.
The thing I noticed about Slayer too is like they use the same like vocal pattern for like a bunch of songs. Whether it's like Christ Ensemble or God Hates Us All or there's another one that does it.
Exile.
No, there's another one that does it, but War Ensemble like that.
They
They
love
all
their
like there's a
ensembles.
bunch of their songs that use that exact same vocal pattern. It's just funny to me.
We got to do a Conan Exiles remix of Exiles.
Nope.
Conan Exiles.
Exiles is
Conan
not. Exiles is a song.
That just sounds more like Mortal Kombat than.
There's a lot of Slayer songs where before the vocalist hits in, I'm like digging the track, and then like the vocalist comes in, I'm like, nah, we're done. We're done here. So like sometimes he works, and then most of the time he doesn't. For me, I know there's.
Yeah.
But that's why I say they race each other to the end of the song on those first few albums, because like you listen to the vocalist and it's like, is he even like trying to match the tempo, or is he just like speaking as fast as humanly possible and not listening to the others play?
I've also
like, is he in a soundproof room? What is going on here?
Also, I don't want to throw too much shade towards Tom Araya, but I've heard the bass tracks isolated on those Slayer songs.
Not a good basis.
Not great.
Yeah.
It's not great, which is probably why you can barely hear it in the mix.
Yeah.
It's kind of sloppy, a little off time.
He's the least talented of the dual musicians. That make four.
He can definitely do a like really good, but
I mean, probably back in the day.
Yeah, you can't do it now.
No, he can't do that at all now.
No.
He probably shot his voice the fastest.
That's the
racing
other
to the
funny
end of
part
his
about
vocal
listening
career,
to.
too.
That's the other funny thing about listening to Show No Mercy is just how fucking like mired in like that early '80s like glam rock sound it still kind of is.
You can hear some of that Iron Maiden influence still in there.
Yeah.
It's like listening to Metallica's demo is like, what the fuck is James trying to do right now? It sounds awful.
Yeah.
You're listening to early Slayer and you're like, what is this, Anthrax?
Hit the lights, hit the lights. Stop.
I never heard the
Stop.
demos. I didn't know it was like that.
Oh yeah.
I gotta listen to those sometime. That sounds hilarious.
Glad they didn't go that direction eventually.
Yeah. Pantera was that way. All those albums are gone now. They're scrubbed.
Yeah, I would say they're not gone. You can hear them on YouTube.
Yeah, I've never listened to Pantera pre-Cowboys.
That's why,
what I
like,
hear.
when you don't know, you're like, man, this band's amazing. Holy fuck, their first
Every
album
is so great.
Cowboys from Hell. Good God.
Did you know they had 4 albums before that?
Yeah. The worst one's the last one too, and it's like, no, it's not. It's like Danzig. There's a whole dark era in there where it's just fucking ass, just terrible.
Yeah, this is interesting. There's a big Instagram post that keeps on circling around if you're a film nerd, and it's like filmmakers with no bad films, and sometimes it lists guys where I'm like, motherfucker, you did not watch all their movies. I have. Someone said Ingmar Bergman had no bad films. Someone said Stanley Kubrick had no bad films. These are people who didn't actually watch all the films. If you're going to say that, I 100% know you're a fucking liar. Because there's a good, 10 years span, which, by the way, is great. It's great knowing that Stanley Kubrick and Ingmar Bergman are not actually geniuses. Like, they didn't just run out of the gate with an amazing movie and then keep on doing that.
Yeah.
They took a few years to get there.
Yeah, he's got one short film that's not very good, and then one regular length film that's not very good, and then The Killing is pretty good.
Killing is his third.
I know. I watched all of them.
And third is good.
Yeah. Third is good.
So, no, he has Killer's Kiss, which is garbage. And he has that Army one.
Which also sucks, yeah.
Which, the name of which is escaping me. And it's not like they don't have interesting things in them. Like, there's nothing, there are things in Killer's Kiss. And in that first one where you're like, oh, yeah, I could see, because he was a photographer before then. It's like, wow, yeah, great shot.
Yeah.
Horrible scene. Great shot. This movie makes no sense. There's a whole bunch of or like a sequence that'll work, like the near the end of Killer's Kiss. There's like a pretty good like chase scene, and then in that army movie when you think the guy's gonna rape the girl, like there's like that's a pretty good scene. That's it. Like, no, Stanley Kubrick did not hit it out of the park with every single movie. Those people didn't watch actually his very first films.
Yeah.
It's almost like they think that he started with The Killing, and that's not true.
Yeah.
And Ingmar Bergman had a 10-year span of not great movies before he started becoming like the greatest filmmaker ever. So I don't know. That's just one of those things. How did I get here, by the way? How did I get to this subject?
First we were talking about Megadeth.
Oh,
And then we were talking about Slayer.
that's
and then
right.
we were talking about Pantera. And then we were talking about
Pantera.
films.
Pantera.
Yeah.
That's how we got there. It's like, no, they didn't start there, and that's actually like a good thing. Like as an artist, I think a lot of people who aren't artists like look at art like it's mysterious, like that it comes from like heaven above and is bestowed. And like there's a bit of that, but it's not like those guys were working. Those Pantera guys were just working on their craft, and then they decided to change their sound, and that's when it hit off. So
Yeah.
I think that's actually like a cool and kind of inspirational thing. It's not necessarily like a
Yeah. Dimebag Darrell had been playing for a long time before he did.
yeah.
It is nuts though when a band like drastically changes their sound. Like there's this band I really like called Hundredth, and their early shit is like just straight up death metal, and now they're like a shoegazy poppy band. It's fucking crazy.
Have you heard AFI recently?
Not recently, no, but I should because I do like AFI. So
It's like from Miss Murder. Go ahead and listen to their new stuff for a second and be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened?"
well, because the
Yeah.
the vocalist
which is
from that
good,
has
by
like
the way, because they were like trend chasing motherfuckers when that emo shit was in there.
I like December Underground. That's a great album, but
Which makes me think they're just still chasing whatever the trend is. They're just like, yeah, let's change our sound to whatever's
Yeah.
popular.
Hey, at least they're not Godsmack chasing the trends from 10 years ago.
well, the crazy thing
Unsuccessfully.
too, the crazy thing too with AFI is that
Yeah, they're
vocalist
bulletproof.
he has like two separate electronic bands now. One's called I think Dream Car, and one's called Black Audio, but Black is spelled like BLAQK. And Black Audio, like the songs I've heard from that, it sounds like fucking like almost like Devo. It's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Danzig kind of did that too because he played in that gay Misfits band forever. And then they kicked him out, and he's like, well,
Dude,
fuck
the
it.
Misfits suck.
I know, they're terrible. And then he's like, well, fine, I'll make my own band, and it's 1,000 times better than Misfits ever were.
I forget what podcast I was listening to, but they said that the Misfits is a band made to sell T-shirts, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. The Misfits' best songs are played by
And
other
I'm a
bands.
Ghost fan, so like that's saying something.
Yeah, same shirts too, pretty much. Just skeletal figures.
No, I only said that because I went in Hot Topic like a few months ago because I was at a mall, and there's like literally a Ghost shirt that's made to look like the Misfits shirt.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which band is less memorable, though?
I don't know.
I bet you.
I can name a few Ghost songs. I can't name a single Misfits song.
I can't
so.
name either. Actually, I don't think.
Speaking of music opinions, both Schweiss and I have seen a fucking YouTube video talking about Megadeth versus Metallica.
Yeah.
And it's from because I fucking hate this dude. Like, I bitched about this years ago. I'm like, I'm never watching a video essay again. I'm not. Because it's just like someone just like me or like 19 or something like that who doesn't know shit. And they create this like essay around a thing, and then they cleverly edit it, and they try to sound like as professional as possible when they're making this fucking thing. And they think that their opinion is worth something when it's not. This is one of
But
those.
it's always like in contrast of what the popular opinion was like 5 years ago. Like in
Yeah.
2027, we're gonna see video essays that were like, Elden Ring actually wasn't that good. And
Yeah.
here's why.
Yeah, dude, and it was this fucking
Especially
Megadeth-
with a FromSoft game, but yeah, whatever.
It was this fucking Megadeth versus Metallica thing, and it was like pretty well edited for like an amateur thing. And the guy speaking on it had like a pretty good voice, so like you could be roped in if you're stupid and impressionable. And so like, but I watched it because the thumbnail pulled me in. I was like, oh, so Megadeth versus Metallica. This fucking guy's argument was that Megadeth was a better band because they were the only ones that stuck to thrash.
Yeah, and it's like, have you listened to Risk? That's
Yeah.
not thrash at all.
Well, yeah, so that was one
No.
problem with his argument is like, yeah, Megadeth did change their sound right in the middle of their career and have a famously terrible album in the middle of it. So that was like one thing that kind of missing from that argument.
Yeah.
And the other thing was like that them being in a certain subgenre does not equate to good. Period.
Yeah.
And I love Megadeth.
Like, I'm assuming he's saying that because of like Load, Reload, Insane Anger, but then it's also like, dude, the Black Album's like one of the best-selling albums of all time, and that's
Yeah.
definitely not thrash.
And like, if you want to go on quality, what's the most objective way to mark quality? It's like good reviews, maybe. Maybe it's like the populace's idea, or like the group of critics' idea of what's good and what's not. There's hardly any way to measure that. So like, he can say he likes Megadeth more because he likes thrash more than he likes hard rock, and therefore for him Megadeth is the better band. But that's
Yeah.
not what the argument was. He tried to set it up like it was like, this is factually why. Excuse me, let me push up my glasses. This is
He's
factually
doing the
why
thing-
Megadeth is the better band. Clearly,
He's doing the thing
they
that I do to
stuck
be a
their
shithead.
sound.
He's doing the thing that I do to be a shithead, but he's doing it like completely seriously, where I'll be like, this is objectively a bad movie. And it's like, clearly that's not true, but it's like...
I have heard good arguments for people saying they like Megadeth better. I have
Yeah.
heard those. This one had a fuck ton of views. It was the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, all you have to say is Rest in Peace might be the best album out of all the big four. And then I'd be like, well, I mean, yeah, maybe. It's pretty damn
maybe.
good.
I don't think so.
But then, like, the
sure.
next day, you're going to be like, And Justice for All, though.
For me, yeah, Justice for All. But the like,
Well, I feel like with you guys, it could change depending on the day, like how you're fucking feeling.
mine's always Injustice. I'm always in Injustice.
Oh, okay.
But
We need to make that T-shirt. The fucking Moses holding the one plate that's Rest in Peace, and the other
the
one
other
that's
one's
Master of
Puppets.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I love that fucking meme. It's not a very like
That was your
high-quality
profile
image,
picture
though.
for a long time.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite things I've ever found on the internet. Period.
I could. Almost never find it.
But
though.
also my dumbass aunt, or kind of aunt, she's like a step aunt situation. I don't know what she is, but she like commented on there and it's like, oh, why are you growing out the beard? She's a fucking idiot. Like, I'm not fucking Charlton Heston. Are you dumb? Like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like
You've
when
seen me before.
it's like when
Fucking idiot.
it's like when people on it's like when people on Twitter assume that my fucking profile picture on there is a picture of me, and I'm like, no, it kind of looks like me, but it's just some random guy I found.
Oh, the dude in the glasses. That's not you.
The dude in the glasses on the motorcycle with photoshopped fire on it. It just says, "I am not offended by anything."
I thought that was you. That looks weaselly enough.
No,
to be
it's
you.
not me.
Wait, am I thinking of the Twitter or the Facebook one? Oh no, the Facebook one I know
neither
is
of
you.
those are me, because the picture on my profile picture on Facebook is a picture of Garrett from Mega 64 with a blonde wig on.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking serious? Neither of those
Yeah,
are
it's
you.
not me either.
You look like
That's
both
not
of those
me.
people.
That's why I did it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's
Yep.
an extra Weasley A4 right there on the Twitter one.
I should put a Dash Mihawk picture of my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking actor who was my fucking twin out there. Fucking, why not? Why not?
There was a guy I found. Who was it? There was someone that I found a picture of, and I was like, that kind of looks a lot like me. But it was only like sometimes.
From
can't
certain
remember.
angles.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
it's easier for me because I'm like, when you like go into a character creator, I'm like the third preset for white guy. There's a ton of people who look exactly like me, so it's not hard.
Find fucking Dash Mihawk. Look up Dash Mihawk for a second there.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh my god.
For a little while, I looked
His
kind
nose is
of.
a lot different.
I
but
looked kind of Heath Ledgery. When I
He's
was
like
younger,
if you and
skinnier.
he's like if you
Yeah.
and Harrison Ford had a kid.
Oh, me and Dash Mihawk.
Yeah, like if
Or
you guys
Ian
got
Harrison?
in the pods from the Fly and Fuse.
Yeah, he's
that's you.
got a more square face and he's got a better nose. I'd say.
I've been told the one I get the most is probably Joaquin Phoenix though.
What?
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need the hair
Joaquin
lip, but
Phoenix.
Yeah, and then I'm getting the gut from that
I
one
can
movie.
I can see it. It's the facial structure kind of
Yeah.
situation. It's
That's-
not fully. It's
that's-
not every feature. But
That's why Heath Ledger works too. But there was a picture of like David Attenborough's brother. Or no, maybe it was David Attenborough. One of them, like when they were younger, I was like, that looks exactly like me. That's freaky. Like, there's just one photo.
Richard Attenborough.
Yeah, I was like, one photo of him. I'm like, that looks.
He's the old guy in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was David. It was one of the two.
Okay.
But like one of them in one photo, it was like, that looks like a fat me. Like me, like where I'm not working out and I'm fat. I guess like right now. Like, but like I've got a little more double chin.
Okay.
I'm like, it's fucking. But that's the only photo I ever saw of that guy that looked like him. And then there was some dude. It was like At World's End or something, some movie that I had seen. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but there was an ad on Facebook or on somewhere, and I was like, that guy looks like me. That's really weird.
Troy
And he-
sees himself in other people apparently all the time.
yeah, but like
I
only
hardly ever. I'm like, there's pretty much Dash and that's it. Like, by the way, Dash Mihawk definitely dyes his eyebrows red.
yeah.
I don't because I'm not a pussy.
Yeah.
Okay, if you got blonde eyebrows and you're a redhead, just let it go, man.
Well, you remember that time I found that photo, like the USPS photo, where it was like the guy and in the crowd, and you're like, so what, this is a photo of you? And I was like, no, that's some other postal guy somewhere that looks exactly like me. Like freakishly so. Like his ears are bigger, but that's it. Every other thing, he's balding
There's
the
that
same
picture
way.
of your uncle, which I literally thought was you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Guess he just got a common face.
I guess, yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably. I mean, I guess most of the people that remember me actually knew me, and I just forgot them, which I feel bad about. But I don't know how that's possible.
I've gotten like a billion different people. People have given me like Michael Cera, John Heater, specifically Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I could see John Heater a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Your hair is way different.
Oh yeah, I don't have a fucking Jufro, but
Yeah, you lied to us. You didn't have to speak, and you lied. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, don't watch fucking video essays on YouTube. Those people don't know anything more than you do. You could fucking anybody can upload anything to YouTube. They have no credentials. Fuck those people. I'm gonna put up a video essay.
some of them can be interesting. And by some of them, I mean the ones that specifically validate my points of view.
On
like
top
the
of that,
like the 4 like the 4-hour video that explains why the Uncharted games aren't all that good. I like that one. So
yeah, I really fucking hate video essays now. It was like I liked them. There was like this one like filmmaker guy who did this series called Every Frame a Painting, and that's where I kind of was like, oh, these are really fucking good. And then every fucking film student on the planet wanted to make Every Frame a Painting, and now there's like a bazillion. It's mostly in the film shit. That's where I'm seeing it, and I was like, this motherfucker does not know. This does not have any more authority than I do. Why the fuck am I watching this?
the problem is that like the video essay format just got so popular that like it doesn't matter what kind of like popular media you like, there's going to be a video essay about like why X is actually Y for like video games, cartoons, film, fucking music. It's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's
dude.
like video game podcasts, like fucking.
Yeah, they don't even talk about video games. Like, what
they don't-
authority
they just
do
talk
you
about
have?
thrash metal and film.
Which, by the
Yeah.
way, did we all listen to the new Megadeth album?
I did not.
You fuck.
What the fuck?
I haven't gotten around, dude. I've been busy. Like,
I don't
No,
believe
you
you.
haven't.
We've been busy too.
Yeah, you don't think I'm
I had to
busy?
watch Far Cry. I had
You
to
know-
play Earthworm Jim.
Do you know how little sleep I get? I got an hour of sleep today. You're not too busy. Get off now. Come back 45 minutes from now. Tell
Like,
us.
yeah, I could listen to the new Megadeth album at work, but then that would get in the way of all the podcasts and all the re-listens of Carly Rae Jepsen albums that I'm doing. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't have time, dude.
Yeah, I usually do a re-listen of all my favorite bands, but I actually haven't listened to Metallica's albums in a little while. And
I haven't listened to like full albums at work in a while. I've been trying to burn through some like my podcast backlog.
the only one I listened to all of this year was Godsmack. That's one of my go-tos. It's Godsmack, Metallica, Megadeth usually, and
Dude,
then sometimes Slayer. if
I
can
had a
handle it.
podcast culling.
Yeah,
I had to go through my podcast, and I was like,
don't have time.
things have to go. I just don't have a job. I can sometimes if I'm like setting up a room for filming, that's pretty much the only time I can listen to listen to a podcast for more than like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
so I was just like, okay, what podcast can I not live without? And those were the only ones I kept. So
I've
now
fallen
I'm
way
like,
behind on some of the ones I really love.
I have maybe I'm subscribed to like 10 podcasts, and like some of them are just the podcasts where I wait for like a guest that I know, and like a couple of them are listen every time. But yeah, I had to cool those down, dude. I got listening time that's got to be put into Spanish. If I'm gonna put in some listening time, I might as well be like learning something. There's a lot.
You ever
of
get in that
things.
problem where you're trying to get through all, like your podcast backlog, and then one of the podcasts you listen to starts doing 2 episodes a week?
Yeah,
So then it just becomes twice as hard.
one of my favorite podcasts started doing 2 to 3, and I'm like, I can't keep up with you, bro.
Can't keep up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm annoyed by that same podcast with its yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, please.
I looked forward to the weekly, and I made time for the weekly. I can't do it now. I'm like 50 something behind.
50?
Yeah, I just can't.
Oh, you missed some good ones.
I know. I see them in the thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a great guest.
There's a great yeah. Too bad.
Too fucking bad, little bastard. Just chill out with your fucking pods.
There's like podcasts too that do shows like, if not every weekday, then daily, and it's like, I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to keep up with those, even if they're like only a half an hour long. That's gotta be insane.
Yeah.
Well, if I had a manual labor job again, it's easy. I think it's easy at that point. It's just
Yeah.
like fucking, clear my podcast out for today. Like when I was doing the landscaping right before I got this job, it's like I would start with podcasts. I'd finish all the podcasts that would come out for that day, and then I'd have like a choice. Like I could listen to the new Adam Carolla episode just to have something to listen to. It's usually enjoyable, but that's one that was daily that I would just listen to sometimes, and then or it was listen to Spanish
Yeah.
for a couple hours for the rest of the day or something like that. So
I do that with.
It used to be easy for me at my job to clear out like my entire podcast backlog, but they started cracking down on the headphones, so then it just became like impossible.
man, fuck that shit. If you fucking run a warehouse, you are a fucking slave driving piece of shit if you don't let people listen to stuff.
Yeah.
God damn.
We have a one headphone
Granted. A lot of the guys on the floor still wear earbuds, like mostly because it's just the boss is never around, so no one cares. I just don't, because it's like I don't want to get fired for something that stupid.
Yeah.
But
We have a
whatever.
one earbud rule, but I always do too. I never listen.
Well, even when like the headphone thing, it was never like strictly like said that they were allowed. It was just like an unsaid rule that like, yeah, people are wearing earbuds and no one's called us out on it yet. But I would always wear one earbud just to make sure.
I always did the one.
And
I
never
just
on
found
the
that more
forklift.
convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always did just both. It was super convenient for me because it's like it's so loud in my work that
Well, I got those rubber things where it like embeds in your ear.
yeah, so you're like deaf.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Because
I got the rubber things that embed in your ear, and mine are like actively noise canceling, so they
Yeah.
listen for the outside noise and cancel it.
If you got the cheap like hard plastic headphones, there's no way.
mine are really nice, but
Okay.
I usually do the two because when I do one, the ear that's not blasting my music is the deaf ear because it's loud in that fucking place. And I'm like, look, you're gonna have to let me have 2 headphones and maybe I'll hear you, or I'll have 1 headphone and a fucking earplug and I'm not gonna hear shit because those
Yeah.
when you get those little ear foam things in, you are deaf. You could shoot guns next to your head and it does nothing.
Yeah.
So like that's my comeback if they ever give me shit about it is like, okay, I can either maybe hear you and hear you enough to pause it and say what, or I can not hear anything at all. It's really up to you.
Yeah, these noise canceling puff things they're too good, huh?
Yeah, they're way too good.
Yeah.
I can roll those up like people. I don't think people do it right. Like you're supposed to touch your brain with those things.
Yeah,
like,
you're supposed to go. Yeah.
And when I do it, I go far, and it's like it is fucking quiet. Like it's so quiet.
Yeah, fuck warehouse, dude. I had that one where it was like picking books out, and they're like, you can't bring phones in there because if you take a picture of the books, blah blah blah. Just because like one, little sub community of people might give a shit about some book coming out I don't give a fuck about. And it's like maybe if you see someone pull out their phone and take a picture of a book, maybe that's the time to give a shit. God.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I mean, thankfully that my work doesn't seem to be too concerned with people having their phones like in their pockets and stuff. They at times they did like enforce like no phone policy, but then they kind of got lax with it. But all it takes is just like one or two people to ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is at mine too. We don't officially allow it necessarily, but it would be pretty scum if we did.
I would quit. I did. I had 2 days at that job, and I'm like, I can't listen to anything, and I'm just picking shit off of things and then throwing it into boxes. I'm like, kill me. This is miserable.
Yeah, if I couldn't listen to stuff, I would.
I would rather lie in prison than be at this job. Like, prison is a better alternative than working here for 10 hours for 4 or 5 times a week.
At least at prison, I can sleep, and even though I can't listen to stuff, I can still listen to the sweet, sweet sounds of rape.
Read a book.
I
can read a book in prison.
Yeah, fleshy.
I could have a conversation with a fucking person talking about how much they're gonna change their life later. That's what I can listen to some fucking ex-drug addict talk about how they're no longer doing drugs.
I can take up macrame.
Did a million things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that when I'm fucking shoving a book in a box.
Yeah, that's pretty evil.
Is that what you call it?
It is evil.
That's what Bubba called it.
Gonna shove my book in your box, boy.
Yeah, cell block C.
It's wrong. It's just absolutely wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty demonic. Like, it's one thing if you're,
and it's not like a social environment either. It's just like,
yeah.
go!
Just imagine Joe in like I just imagine Joe in like the Shawshank Redemption just breaking into the office and playing the music over the loudspeaker, but it's Megadeth.
Yeah.
They got a new album. I have to.
Yeah, got to get in there. I know the warden's got it. He's a big Megadeth fan.
Anyway, Schweiss, where are you on this album?
I've listened to it.
Yeah, did you beat the third boss?
I did beat the third boss. I still think the first two singles are probably the best ones. The title track's coming around. It's a little poppy for me.
But a lot of metal is skewing that way. Like at least in terms of like bands that want to retain like their mainstream image.
Yeah.
Megadeth's
that's just kind of how it is.
Megadeth has always had chorus and hooks and.
Yeah, not as much as Metallica, but they're a little more. Well, no, sometimes they do.
Megadeth's always had the shorter song with the more simple structure. I disagree.
I don't know about the simple structure.
Verse chorus with a clear chorus.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I mean, I think their music is more technical than Metallica's, but
it depends on what you mean.
I'm just telling you, man. Dave's the man.
What do you mean by technical?
I don't know, just like the switch ups and like mostly I think Rest in Peace is like really good. That's all.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, yeah.
The shit in like I don't know, man. There's something about Holy Wars lately. I've listened to it like 30 times in the last week, and like just the chord switch ups like near the end is like crazy awesome sounding. I don't really hear that in Metallica as much. I don't know. Not that I'm saying that Dave Mustaine is a better guitarist than Kirk Hammett, even though I think he is. He's also not the lead. Oh, he was from Metallica.
Dave Mustaine and Kirk Hammett are pretty similar guitarists.
I don't know.
As far as lead playing is concerned.
Yeah.
And we all give Kirk shit, but Kirk is playing everything James Hetfield is playing every night.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like people are like, yeah, Kirk sucks. It's like he's playing that blackened riff too. It's not like they're not both playing the fucking riff. They're both playing battery. And you're not like, who's the sloppy guy in the left-hand side of the speaker? It's like, no, they're both playing it.
Yeah. I don't know. So, it's okay, though. This new album's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, too.
It's probably going to be on the low end, I would say. Wow, thanks for the follow.
Thank you very much.
Lewdish Snail. Glad you're not fully lewd.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She's one of my artist friends.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, she's awesome.
No, I have it near the bottom. Which sucks because I have Dystopia near the top. I really loved the last album, so part of it for me might be it's shaded with a little bit of disappointment that it's not up there with Dystopia.
Yeah, Dystopia is probably top 5, maybe for me.
It's up there. I didn't listen to all their albums when I was doing a couple years ago when we were doing the Thrash comparison thing. I'll have to listen to all of Megadeth's albums and see how I rank them then.
Dystopia is pretty solid.
I've had different albums that have taken time for me with Megadeth to like get warmed up to. So I'm giving this one the benefit of the doubt that it might be one of those. There's certainly like some amazing guitar shit. It's really fast. It's really quite heavy. The last album was also really heavy, but
yeah.
And it's definitely not bad. I just don't know if any of the songs are great. And that's kind of that might be my issue with it. It's like, no, I don't hate any of the songs. There's like 2 in the middle, and I don't know the names of them. Like Junkie's one of them, and then there's another one that I can't remember. That are just kind of like, meh. Like, I'll skip them after a while, and I know it.
Yeah.
But there are some like good stuff. I like the title track. I like Dogs of Chernobyl. I don't know all the lyrics to Dogs of Chernobyl. Like he's a little low in the mix, and that. So I got to kind of get into that. The singles, or 2 of the singles, are all right. Soldier On, I sing along to, but I don't know if I love that song.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, meh. I'm kind of meh on it right now.
Yeah, I've started to really like breakdowns in my metal more than like the solos almost, and the breakdowns in the first two singles are really awesome.
Yeah.
Like really, especially We'll Be Back. That's like
We'll Be Back. Yeah, they play like higher notes. They're like on the A string or something. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but they're definitely there. And then they drop down.
Yeah.
To a lower registered note, and it just like suddenly hits in an awesome mode.
Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
It's a pretty good like trick that they pulled in that song. Also, I've noticed with this album, like on the songs where Dave is singing in a higher register, he sounds better. He sounds like regular Dave, and then he like lowers down into gravelly Dave. It's not quite as good.
Yeah.
So, and it's rough because I know he like throat cancer and shit. So I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you think that's just like a consequence of that? But...
Yeah, I don't want to shit on him too much, but it's definitely like the vocals are just like they're quiet in the mix. They were loud in the mix on the YouTube version. They're quiet in the mix on the CD version, and I don't know. Like it's all right. It's not bad. There's nothing bad about it either. So that's where I'm kind of like meh on it. It's like there's an album they have called 13, and that's kind of how I feel about the album 13. Like none of them are great Megadeth songs. Some of them are pretty good. A lot of them are just okay, and none of them are bad. So that's it's kind of it's fighting for
for the
bottom as far as like it and 13 are concerned. Like
yeah, I mean the Deadly Nightshade is a pretty sweet song
Yeah,
13.
that's a great riff.
I don't know if it's better than the 2 singles on this album, though. I don't
No.
think so.
And I like Sudden Death, that first track off of 13.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's a really good song.
Anything else, though?
13 times I went to the well.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah. Defy my bandmates. Send him to hell.
Oh, I will say that Ellefson is missed.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's a good bassist.
Oh, the new guy?
No, the Ellefson.
Oh,
He
yeah.
stands out. He makes the bass sound cool. He's him, and this is where Metallica and Megadeth also kind of cross streams, if you will. Like they both have good bass going on. Like unless it's the one album where they turn the bass off, basically for Metallica.
Metallica's complicated with the bass.
Yeah, but the Ellefson, he makes a presence. Like he has like big bass
You can hear the
lines.
bass throughout all of the song in a
Yeah.
Megadeth song, and that is something that's special to Megadeth. And a lot of it was Ellefson's tone and his use of a pick, like a really heavy pick with a good scrape in there. And not trying to get too technical on this video game podcast, but the new guy, and there's a couple spots in the album where it like cuts off and you can hear the bass. Doesn't have that tone.
Yeah.
He's fine, but it just sounds like regular bass. It doesn't sound like Ellefson, which
Yeah.
I guess like if you're a bassist, you don't want to sound like the last guy, but I miss it. I miss the Ellefson sound in there.
Yeah, I mean stuff like Peace Sells, like it was more of like a feature on more of the other albums, and this one it was just like part of the band, which is kind of lame.
Yeah.
'Cause Ellefson was a cool guy.
And that's
Too bad he jerked off.
Too bad he jerked off
Yeah,
on camera.
yeah, to a young person. Not that young though, like 11 teen, right? 12 teen. Yeah,
That's a reference to something that happened before recording.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. Not that that comes off a little weird, but
Schweiss was getting into that whole age is just a number thing again, as
Yeah.
he tends to do.
going off on my rants.
There's grass on the field, I'm gonna mow it.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm a man.
That's the most
I'm a
disgusting.
man with a mower.
I've never heard that phrase. That's disgusting, A4.
Well, it's not a real phrase. The phrase is if there's grass on the field, play ball. I was just
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
mow
trying to
it,
put a
yeah.
twist on it.
Okay, well that was
prefer to use the-
congratulations.
I prefer to use the edger, just like edge that. Like this.
We get into Manscaped a sponsorship.
Yeah,
This episode brought to you by Manscaped and Blue Chew.
yeah.
If
You're
you would like
not-
to check out
And
our sponsors.
NordVPN and BetterHelp. And
Yeah, if you want 10% off, type in the code NUDE. That's NUDE at checkout.
Yeah. You got a boner? Well, we do. So
Dude, it's no, it's funny you say that because I listen to a podcast called Who Are These Podcasts, and he reviews other podcasts. And he was talking about like Opie's podcast from Opie and Anthony, and that was like almost how Opie was trying to start his Blue Chew ad. He's like, "Are you a boner guy?"
nice.
What have you been playing? A4.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to Schweiss. I have been playing. I was playing a lot of like PS2 stuff. I picked up a copy of ATV Off-Road Fury
Oh, nice.
that I used to have as a kid, and for some reason got rid of.
The
Now I
second
have it
best
again.
console of all time.
Yeah, I mean, well, not officially. Officially, it's the best according to us. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I remember it as the Super Nintendo, but
well, I mean, revisionist history.
and I feel
is,
like the
you know,
Discord was on my side, by the way. You fucking idiots.
I mean, that's all well and good, but the Discord doesn't get to vote on the bracket, on the official
Yeah, let
bracket.
me guess.
Yeah,
let me
this
guess.
is a republic. This isn't a
Yeah,
democracy.
yeah. Let me guess. Just
This
get
is a
rid of the
dictatorship.
electoral college. It was all rigged. Just because you win the popular vote, you should win everything. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
According to Joe, a bunch of votes for the Super Nintendo came in at 4 a.m. after everyone stopped
Yeah.
counting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have signs on the front of my place that say that fucking Super NES won.
Yeah.
Super NES is still the best console of all time.
Yeah.
Picture the PS, not my console.
Yeah, you're gonna get sick Rudy Giuliani on us.
Oh my god.
You got a fucking flag attached to the back of your truck that says SNES 2024. I'll be
rigged.
back.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
God.
You're gonna
Good
storm
times.
the Nude Clan headquarters,
Yeah.
but only after Schweiss lets you in. After he's like, here, come in here, let's go.
We're gonna hang the vice host. Yeah, he's yeah. Anyway.
What's on those laptops?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the real question.
A lot of bad
Yeah,
stuff.
what about Twice's kid's laptop? What's on there?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was playing
videos.
ATV Off-Road Fury. Same developer, Rainbow Studios, also did a jet ski series for the PS2 called Splashdown, so I played a bunch of that.
That sounds riveting.
That's pretty good.
Splash
Pretty good.
down. Okay.
No, okay, no. You say that though, but this game is from like 2001. It is so old. It unironically has a bunch of like pop punks and like early 2000 songs on the soundtrack. Like I boot up the first race, and immediately what I hear is "Somebody once told me."
Shit.
I'm dead fucking serious.
No.
Yeah, like they unironically have like fucking The Rock Show by Blink-182 on the soundtrack, and like Sum 41 and a bunch of that shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Drew and I were on a Sum 41 rant yesterday to a Godzilla Final Wars commentary, and there's a scene that they use All to Blame in Godzilla fights the American Godzilla, the 1998 one with
the
Matthew
Roland
Broderick.
Emmerich one.
Yeah, there's a very, very famous, amongst Godzilla fans. Obviously, it's like Godzilla from Japan fighting Zilla is what they call him, and he immediately destroys him. And during that scene, Sum 41 plays in the background, and you know what? Fucking that track is awesome. I love that song. That "We're All to Blame" song.
Yeah.
Sum 41's like a
Underrated.
halfway decent band, or at least the songs that people like remember them for are good.
Yeah, you know what game truly had a great soundtrack? Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003. Like we're talking, you're teeing off, and it's like fucking
Classic game.
It's like Saliva's greatest hits playing while I'm playing this fucking golf game.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, this is pretty sweet. Like for like 05, I was like, this is pretty sick for a fucking golf game. It's a little intense considering what we're doing here, but I mean, come on. I did some crazy shit in that game. There was like a cart path and this one like level you play in like the ruins of an old Scottish castle, and I would like pound the shit out of the ball, and I had a little cheat where if I hit like one of the chunks of the castle, it would like fucking go like 80 more yards. So I just have these like 600-yard drives and like fucking madness.
Oh my god!
I killed it in that thing. I love that fucking game. Now they're not fun. They're too realistic.
I don't remember what football game it is. It might be Blitz the League. But like every time you kick off in that game, it goes boom. Here comes the boom. Ready or not.
That's one of the funniest shit. That's one of the ones in that golf game. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like we're playing golf here.
So fucking funny.
How do we get the kids to love golf?
Yeah, and then they went to rap, of course, and then it's like I can't get into this. It's not good.
Yeah, that's what we know those golfers are all into.
Not until they make 50 Cent "Blood on the Sand" trap.
But blood on the sand
Blood
trap.
on
Yeah,
the sand trap.
Bitch. You got the taunts and shit. Yeah.
Oh,
dude, that would be
I got a birdie.
50 Cent "Blood on the Sand Trap."
Eagle.
Fuck,
Yo, Fitty, hit that big ass water hazard.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like
I just imagine all of G Unit like going into like a mini golf place and just destroying it.
I can imagine a gang fight in which 50 Cent is left only with a golf club and he has to fucking take revenge for getting shot 47 times or whatever.
Yeah. You shot me, bitch. Yeah, that'd be
This
sweet.
is actually just sounding
Blood on
dangerously
the
close
sand
to the golf game with combat is almost sounding dangerously like one of the games that I actually do want to suggest eventually for games based on another medium, which is Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am.
I own that game.
Oh my god, you do?
I bought it from a Maverick, and then I immediately got in a car accident.
Does that have to do with the
It
game?
just happened right away. It's a curse. I opened it, and that's
I mean,
it.
how much did you pay for it at Maverick? Because that game's like not easy to find now.
It was like $10, $5 or something.
oh my god, it's like 70 on eBay now. You lucked out.
It is not that good. I haven't even played it, and I know it's not that good.
I can't imagine it is, but
It's like 2 hours long.
I want to
though.
get it.
Yeah.
I like Aqua Teen, so
Jake and I both own that. Oddly.
oh my god.
Sell it
Yeah,
to you
eventually
for,
that's
I'll sell
gotta
it to
go
you
on the
for
list of-
65. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right?
I'm just kidding. It's mine. You can't have it.
So besides like the PS2 stuff, I was playing a bunch of, well, it's another PS2 game, but I was playing on my PC. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening, fucking excellent game.
Yeah.
And playing a little bit of the old Castle Crashers on my Steam Deck while I was taking a shit.
Nice.
And,
You only use that thing in the bathroom, or what?
I was a couple weeks ago playing through Resident Evil
It's
2
just, like,
remake
set
in
up
bed.
next to the toilet on a little shelf.
Yeah.
No, I'm holding it in my hand.
Well, yeah, but you sit down and then you grab it from the
I'm
shelf.
not talking about your dick. We're talking about the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Switch
Well,
deck.
yeah. No, like a couple weeks ago, I was like tired, but I wanted to play Resident Evil 2 remake, so I just had it on the Steam Deck, and I was just lying in bed in the dark playing it for like a couple hours.
Nice.
Yeah, but most of it's on the toilet. Yeah.
Is that all you played
Uh,
last month?
that's pretty much everything of like note. I mean, I've been playing Earthworm Jim. I'm assuming Schweiss is going to get into that at some point.
Not of note, though. That's for sure.
Okay, well, I've been playing Earthworm Jim. We were supposed to review it this month, or Schweiss and I were trying to finish it within like a week here to review it this month.
Yeah, and then I made the
That's
fatal...
not happening.
Yeah, I made the fatal error of not starting it until yesterday, so
Yep.
that was never going to happen.
I've already got like 5-ish hours into it, according to how long to beat, and
Oh.
I have not finished it.
It's going to
so,
take a hell of a lot longer than that for me,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Especially considering my Classic 2. I remember there was a problem with it last time I tried to play it, and the problem is the controller port on the left-hand side doesn't work at all. So when I played Secret of Evermore for Ultima Final Fantasy, I played it with on the right side, and it worked. But Earthworm Jim doesn't acknowledge the right-hand side of the console. It only does player 1's controller hookup.
It
And
only
so-
acknowledges the left. Fucking liberal.
Yeah, yeah. Classic, classically liberal, the console. And I can't play the game on it.
Is that like a
so-
Retron you're talking about?
Yeah, it is. It's like a cheap-ass Retron.
Okay.
So I had to borrow Jake's Super Nintendo after borrowing multiple of Jake's controllers. I think the first time he brought it over, I told him it didn't work, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll bring another one." And then he just brought like all 3 of his Super Nintendos that he has, and I just kept plugging until I got one that worked, which I think they all might have worked. I was just fucking up on the AV cables because I'm like, they're foreign to me now. It's been too long. Plus, my
Yeah.
TV's got like different colors, so it's really annoying. But yeah, so I started it. It's brutal.
It's pretty brutal.
It's
I
not a
mean, I've gone through it a few times, like from the beginning, because I could use save states. I'm playing it on the Sega Genesis Mini, but that doesn't feel right, so I haven't been.
well, yeah, don't you get
um,
like cheat codes to get to the next level too? That's what I read.
I don't know. I have to look. I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna use cheat codes to skip the levels or whatever. It's just like I'm gonna try and get through and get as many extra lives and continues as I can.
Well, no, what it
pro
is.
tip, Schweiss, when you're in that asteroid level, if you collect 50 of those little orbs, you get to continue. So
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you advance, you don't. It doesn't have a save function. At least on the Super.
No, I
Nintendo.
know.
So it tells you like a thing to enter to open that level from the main menu. That's what I read.
Oh, does it have a password system on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, that's what I read online.
Oh, the Genesis version doesn't. So
You're just able to save and load your game.
no, I just if I get a game over, I just have to start from the beginning.
The very beginning of the game.
Yeah,
Are you fucking serious?
yeah. That's why I was tearing my hair out last night because I got to like the third or second to last level of the game, and I'm like, I need to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Oh, so you can't just password like? Because I remember in a
No.
in a Turok game, you just like put your password in, and then it would like take you to the level that you died on.
No, you have continues and you have lives, and if you run out of all of those, you just have to start the game from the beginning again.
Isn't that how Sonic was too?
Yeah.
There are 8 levels, by the way.
And good news for Schweiss, I guess, considering how brutal this game is. The Super Nintendo does not have a level that the Genesis version does. So you have a shorter experience than me. I was watching a video earlier today that like compares the Super Nintendo and the Genesis versions.
Which
and yeah,
one
the
did
Genesis
it,
version has like a whole extra level.
Which one did it say was better?
The guy who did the video prefers the Genesis version just because The music sounds a little better. Like the really only leg up that the Super Nintendo version has is that the graphics look nicer. Like noticeably nicer. Like the backgrounds are noticeably nicer on that version than the Genesis version.
Guys, I'm gonna
Like
give
you said you started the hell level and like died immediately.
Yeah, that's not even really another level though, isn't it? Like, because I looked up a walkthrough just to like see where, like, how many levels it had.
Yeah, it's called like what the heck, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
8.
it's the second level. It's hell.
Oh, is that
But,
actually the second level?
Yeah,
you
but like the
fucking-
boss fight.
Oh my god,
What?
do I really have to play this all the way up from the beginning again if I lose? That's fucking madness.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't think
welcome to.
so. I think you can do the level select that's within the game to get to the
What, the
last
cheat
level
code?
that you were on. Some might call it a cheat code. Others might call it a function within the game itself.
Right. Well, that's why I was telling Schweiss, hey, you might want to look up where like extra lives are because you're gonna need them.
Yeah, I found
Because you haven't seen shit yet, dude. There's like the third level, like you get in like this bathysphere, and then a number comes up at the corner of the screen that shows you how many seconds of air you have left.
Is there any difference between this and like an Elden Ring where you're figuring out each boss? Isn't it like the same thing? You're just figuring out each level?
Yeah, but if you die,
the difference
you
is
start
that
the whole
Elden
game.
Ring, the bosses are pretty self-explanatory, whereas in this game they're all wacky. Like the one boss I had to fight last night is like a robot that's a chicken, and to damage it, you have to like whip this target above it to cause an amoeba to fall down in the middle of the screen. So like if the boss is on either side of the screen, it doesn't damage it.
So, all right. So how do we play this then? Do we play this shit like we got to beat it in one go? Because that's gonna take
that's what I
forever.
thought you were gonna say. Because otherwise, there's the only alternative is like using cheat codes and save states to save us time. It kind of depends on how masochistic you want to be about this.
I don't think you guys should even worry about it. I think you should give it some good tries, and then if not, just start from the level that you died on.
Because
There's
keep in mind, Schweiss, there are plenty of extra lives hidden in the levels if you know where to look. Like if you find like a walkthrough that tells you where they are, and if you get 50 of those blue orbs in the asteroid level, because the asteroid level comes up between every level.
Yeah, I had a
You have
feeling
to do that
it
a bunch of
was,
times.
It was the Sonic thing.
Yeah, but if you get 50 of those blue orbs in that level, you get to continue, which means if you run out of lives, you can keep going. So
Yeah, I know what it means.
there's that to keep in mind.
I don't know, man.
It's brutal. It's a brutal game. I mean, granted, I like the style of humor and kind of like the wackiness of it. Like it's definitely got personality, like crazy, but it's definitely hampered so far by just being old school difficult in ways that like aren't necessarily fair.
Yeah.
Like there's literally a part in one of the levels where like you have to take damage to get through. Like there's no way to not take damage. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Especially when like everything in this fucking game like takes off like 10% of your health.
Yeah, or 20 if it's the spikes.
Or 20.
You know, God forbid you
Yeah.
accidentally jump a little early.
Trust me, Schweiss, you haven't done shit yet.
Yeah.
You think those junkyard dogs are hard. Wait till you get to fucking escort Earthworm Jim's dog as he's just skipping along and trying not to fall in pits because you had to whip him across these fucking pits so he doesn't like, because if he falls down, he just hulks out and grabs you and fucking destroys you and like takes you back like 5 miles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The junkyard dogs I have to deal with are just eating my ass like mad.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he sends me a
ferociously
message. He's
eating
like,
my
man, if you want
ass."
like true love, find someone to eat your ass the way these dogs are eating Earthworm Jim's ass. Because
Yeah.
you're like hanging from like a chain, Joe, and there's these dogs underneath you, and they'll occasionally like just jump up and bite your ass and like take your health away.
It's not as bad.
I mean, the
as
game is very funny. Like the animations are fantastic. I
haven't
love
laughed
Doug
once.
Tenaple's artwork.
I can't laugh with pain.
I
I mean,
also you're probably also really tired of hearing yippee because in that video I saw comparing the two games, like the SNES and the Genesis version, he only says yippee in the SNES version, whereas in the
Yeah.
Genesis version he goes like woo doggy yeehaw, like he says a bunch of different shit.
yeah, I have a Genesis. I could have played it on there. I just
Hmm.
I didn't even think of it. I just looked on.
It just happens to be on the Genesis Mini. I mean, I have it on GOG as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what version that port is supposed to be.
Mm.
Like I don't know. Like I'm assuming it's the PC version from like the 90s.
Probably.
But I don't know if that's based on the Genesis port or the SNES port.
I imagine it
But,
would also be harder on that HD television twice. I think
Yeah.
GOG might be your best like way to go around it. It's playing it on the PC. Because there's always it's difficult when there's a delay on that kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like microseconds, it screws things up.
Man, I
so.
could go grab the tube from up in the attic.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You should probably do that.
It's so fucking heavy.
It's just like that Dawn of Mana fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's just enough to fuck
I
you.
can help you. We can go up there like right after this, and you can bring it down, and I can.
It's really heavy. It's not even that big. I don't actually. I might have stashed it in my closet. I'll have to look because of how fucking heavy it was and how tired I was.
I imagine that game would look like 10 times better on a fucking CRT as well. Because you ever see those comparisons that people put sometimes on like Twitter or whatever, where it's showing like the character portraits from like Final Fantasy VII look way better on a CRT with that blurry effect.
Well, that's
versus...
what it's made for. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, like the graphics in this game are already really nice. I just imagine they look 10 times better with that CRT blur going on.
Yeah, probably.
Whereas like I'm playing it on a fucking emulator, technically on a fucking mini console that's rendering it in HD. So, I'm seeing every single fucking pixel.
Yeah.
In crystal clear quality.
What games have you been playing, Schweiss, besides Earthworm Jim?
I did Earthworm Jim. I did real bass fishing. I think that's the one I played. I also
Who
played
could say? Like
championship bass, action bass.
it just sounds like you're saying championship ass.
Yeah, action ass. Action bass. Had a little phase for about 3 to 5 hours this month.
You're just playing PS2 fishing games? Or PS1 fishing games,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Excuse you. And then I did play some Call of Duty Vanguard as well. I did some online. After everyone abandoned me from Devour, another game I was playing quite a bit of this month. Going back into that, we had some new maps we had to beat as a group, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun going back.
I'm sorry, I keep like completely ignoring your invites because it's like I'm either drawing coochie or something at the time.
Yeah, you got to join, man. Sometimes we only have 3 people. We got an open slot.
Ah, shit.
It's over now.
I could
fucking beat it.
Yeah, we
They'll
finished
put
everything.
another map in like a week or two. Who knows? I'm
we got-
surprised Schweiss doesn't want to play that one game in silence that's basically just Devour mixed with Dead by Daylight, where like one person is playing as the monster.
Is that the one where you're like blind? The monster's
Yeah.
blind. Yeah, it looked
Or
okay.
something.
It was kind of pricey though. That's why I didn't buy it. I prefer my games to be $5 on Steam.
Yeah.
We do have some Pacify maps. I think there's 1 or 2 that are new. That was gonna be our next excursion.
I could maybe reinstall Pacify.
We also did Left 4 Dead 2. About as fun as I
Oh,
remember.
did I miss
it.
that?
Yeah, you did.
Ah, man.
About as fun as I remember it. Not very.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't find it that fun.
I played it like I want to say like earlier this year, and I had fun.
It's okay. It's really loud and obnoxiously hard.
Well,
we played
yeah,
on
but
normal,
it's a
and we're
game
getting,
where you
like-
just got to run the same missions over and over again and just get really good at them.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun to me. Well,
I don't know. You're the guy. You're the guy who's trying to get a platinum trophy in fucking Dissidia NT. I assume that tedium it just comes naturally to you.
I mean, I already got it, but that's different tedium. I don't know. There's like Left 4 Dead was fine, but
I was enjoying my time.
yeah, I don't know. I just always have felt like Left 4 Dead is.
I was enjoying my time, and I was like, oh, this doesn't seem to be that long of a game. We could probably beat it and review it on Nude Clan, and then crickets.
Yeah.
It could.
Well, we only
Wouldn't
got to
take
like
that
level
long.
3 or some shit.
Yeah, but there's not that many.
Yeah, that's
I looked
true.
at the level list or whatever. It wasn't.
It was like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, there's not that many.
Oh, okay.
Something.
If we could ever beat it, it was fucking hard. We got our asses kicked that last level.
So that was Left 4 Dead 2 we were playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but Left 4 Dead 2 also has all the content from Left 4 Dead 1 in it. So
Yeah, you say that. I didn't see that though. Maybe I'm
the
just
levels
not
are in
looking.
there.
Oh,
Plus, you can mod it anyway. So it's like,
yeah. So I did those, and then I feel like that's probably it. No, Final Fantasy 14. A lot of Final Fantasy 14.
it never ends.
No.
Walkers, does it?
Never ends, Walkers. It's
No.
real long, dude. It's real long.
They like to make us watch people walk away.
I've added a couple
endlessly.
days of gameplay time on this.
Yeah, it's a big expansion. They are very long-winded. This game.
I tell you guys, my fucking sister plays that game. It was like she's never really been into Final Fantasy, and then all of a sudden she's like a huge 14 person. I'm like, what? All right, sure, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta tell her about the show, man.
I think I did. Yeah,
know women
'cause
only
she was
like
saying how
true
like
crime.
14 has like an amazing plot, and I'm like, I hear that from a lot of people, but my friends who run a Final Fantasy podcast don't seem to agree on everything about that.
No, overall it's good. They just
Yeah.
take way too long to get there.
I don't know what good means in that context.
Well, I think she was saying something about like it's like, oh, it's one of the greatest video game stories I've ever experienced, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, if you don't play video games, I guess, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. A good, what, like a decent story poorly told?
Could be. I don't know. I haven't played 14. I don't know. So I just have
Yeah.
you guys. That you guys are my window into the world of the Final Fantasy MMOs.
It's too much. It's too
Right.
much. And I'm a person who, like, I'm a defender of 13, and it has a ridiculously large amount of cutscenes. But
Bring, ding, ding, ding.
yeah,
ding.
there's dramatic turnarounds, but you know what? When the scene ends, it's
over.
over. You don't watch people walk away every fucking scene.
And everyone that does, you have to nod to each other first.
By the
And
way,
then they
now
walk away.
that melody is now my like it wakes me up all the time because Spotify has those Final Fantasy playlists on them. So I just set the one as my alarm.
Nice.
But if you don't have shuffle turned on Spotify before that alarm goes off, it'll just play the playlist from the beginning, and that's the first fucking song, the Sun Left Waterscape, like the one where she's singing. So yeah, so that's just my alarm clock now.
Nice.
Just waking up to step into the rainbow, find another view.
You just wake up all like dancey. And,
Well, because that's the I think it's the Final Fantasy Drive playlist, and then I also have an alarm set for a few minutes later, for Final Fantasy Fight, the playlist, and if I don't have that shuffled, it always starts with Battle on the Big Bridge
Nice. That
from Final Fantasy V, which is a great song.
seems
So
like a better one to wake up to.
Yeah.
yeah. And then if I really don't wake up, I end up waking up to Elite by Deftones because it just starts off really heavy right away.
Yeah, there you go.
So if I need to get up like within 5 minutes so I can get ready to go to work, it's just when you arrive, you'll play that. And I'm like, all right, I'm up. Let's go.
Nah. I just don't wake up at all.
All I played is 14
Damn.
and Pacify, or not Pacify, and Devour
Now,
and Left 4 Dead 2.
Do you like the new
now
map?
14 the game, better or worse than 13 the album?
13 the album ends after 40 minutes.
Yeah.
As opposed to 40 days cumulative, right? So
I have how many days do I have? I don't remember. Was it 19?
Something like that.
Jesus
I think I'm at like
Christ.
28. The whole month gone. Forever.
and you guys are just doing like the story content. Like I
No,
can't imagine how
Twice
many
is not.
days.
Twice
okay,
is doing
alright.
extra shit.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of
And
extra
we
stuff.
started doing
Well,
extra
I just
shit
meant like
for
people
this
who
plan.
log in and play that game every fucking day. I cannot imagine how many days they have cumulatively on their fucking account.
I can't imagine how many better things there could be for options as far as activities.
Yeah, if I had spent all those 28 days like learning how to play the guitar, I'd probably be better at it than Joe. What do you think? 28 days? That's
No. No, I've played.
I mean,
way more than that.
MMOs are like a unique thing, though, in that they're like a social game, kind of at the same time. Like you hang out with people, whether they're in your free company or whatever the fuck. So
How many hours? Is
I understand
28
the
days?
appeal. It's just, yeah, I don't play MMOs, so
You'd be at
It's like 600.
like a good like. You'd be able to start playing some Metallica songs at 2 years of playing guitar for an hour a day. If you were playing like only half an hour a day, it'd be like 4 years of guitar playing. Is where you'd be at.
All right, maybe not.
No,
Maybe you'd still be better.
I would be. I'm a decent guitar player, Schweiss.
All right, but aren't you at your worst now? I mean, not worst, I guess.
No,
but-
in some aspects, yes. I'm just not that practiced, but I am practiced at certain things. There've been like, I've learned like riffs that are really hard riffs in the last couple of years, and that's made me a lot better as a rhythm player. But I am totally out of practice as far as singing and playing the guitar at the same time, and I like have been just dabbling in that for a few months. Like sometimes I'll learn like a pop song and I'll put it on Instagram. I'll just sing like some dumb song with the acoustic. And I am not as good as I used to be doing that stuff. Like it's a lot like the, kind of like tapping your head and rubbing your belly thing.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
I lost that ability somewhere along the way. Probably
sucks.
right after our band was disbanded when I was like 19. So
Okay, but how many Slayer solos did you memorize? Because I imagine
there's
those
no
are way
fucking
easier.
point in memorizing a Slayer solo.
Yeah, you just move your fingers on random strings and just like do this with the picking arm really fast, right? That's all their solos are.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that just fine. There's like I don't know, like the rhythm stuff I can usually do. Like if you give me a week and I don't have anything I have to do, like I can play anything pretty much. Unless it has sweep picking involved, I can pretty much play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or sweep picking or economy picking. I'm not very good at either of those. Those are like physically things that I've never learned and probably will never learn how to do. So, and they take a lot. They take a lot of time. But like that's what like Marty Friedman does. He does economy picking. That's really good and really accurate. And that's rough. That's
Yeah.
rough shit. For me. For me anyway. But no, yeah. I can do some it's like the actual like physical motion of like being able to do some really hard rhythm shit. I can do it.
Nice.
So
All right. Well, we know what everyone's been playing this month. Has anyone beaten a game this month?
no.
Afer.
I have beaten. Fuck, what's the last thing you have down for me?
Pokemon Snappy Balls.
Okay, well I have. Wait, you don't have Fuda Fix?
Fuda Balls is on there as well. And
Okay.
Klonoa Balls as well as
Okay,
Tremor Balls.
so I've beaten Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Resident Evil 2
Uh,
balls.
Resi
yeah.
Balls 2.
Splashdown,
Splash Balls.
Mosaic Neko Waifus 3,
Mosaic Balls.
Why?
and Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition.
Devil Balls 3.
What are you going to do when I beat Devil May Cry 4? Are you also going to put it down as Devil Balls?
Devil Balls 4. Yeah, easy.
Okay.
I beat Action Bass, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
It took me a minute, and I had to look at the guide. I was like, I swear to God, there was a way to like reel in way faster because you only get like 2 minutes to fucking do these levels, and some of the poundage on the fish catches. I'm like, this guy's got like 400 pounds
Yeah.
of fish. How the fuck am I supposed to do that?
We all know that fish is about, the time,
Yeah, you gotta
I'm
hurry.
gonna
the
start. I'm gonna
fuck
start
up.
referring
Yeah.
to my dick as my poundage.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all know the speed at which the sport of fishing is it's known for.
yeah. It's almost.
You
as,
can't keep up in that 2 minutes, man. That bass is gone.
Yeah, No shit.
They'll never bite again.
Pretty much.
Yeah. This is the Schweiss Yawn cast, by the way.
Yeah. I will say that the action bass is probably the better one of the 3 that I've played so far. Although I play as a woman in the 3rd one, and she does make sexual innuendos. So that's kind of enjoyable. But I have to counter that with the fact that I'm playing as a woman, so I'm like, eh. And I named her I named her after me, and I was like, oh, it's a girl.
That's
That's kind of
terrible.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like one of them, like when she pulls the fish out, she's
Kayla Schweiss.
yeah.
Kayla.
Like in the water, it looked so much bigger. And I was like, okay. Not sure what to make of that, but definitely sexual, but it's kind of insulting at the same time.
You consider yourself the bass in this situation?
I guess. I don't know. I'm definitely not talking about how much bigger it looked in the water.
Oh no! Now I'm all wet.
Yeah, it's like that. It's stuff like that. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
But, whatever. It's, and then
Whatever.
the
Catch fish here, catch fish there.
yeah, it's all the same to me. In the action bass, I play as a guy with a sick dragon vest on. So,
All right, nice.
superior. He doesn't
Nice.
say a word either, so that's kind of nice too.
He
Yeah, I
just
beat
stares at the fish as they flounder and die.
Yeah, the fish AI I think is better in action bass too. Like the other one, they're like a little too stupid to catch on to the hook, which is really annoying to me. Action bass, they kind of like stare at it wide open mouth and like look at it like morons, and then someone like clever girls it from the side every time, and so I always catch something. But and the one I'm playing now,
There
they're all
is no
just-
fucking way that these games are any better than the fishing minigame in Ocarina of Time, by the way.
I don't know. You got to play action bass, bro.
I guess.
Get a review.
I'll
We'll
have to
get
go
a
to my local
review
game
out
store
of
and
it,
see if they
yeah.
have it.
I see if they have all the fishing games and just buy them all.
Yeah,
all at
yeah.
once, like 7, 8.
And then the
9.
cashier's just like looking at me weird, and I'm like,
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah, I'm on a weird kick right now where I want 007 games, fishing games.
oh, you're buying
And
all this
that's it.
fishing game. You're the guy that always comes in every week and asks if they have Hooters Road Trip.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing, man. I just need to go on a road trip with the Hooters.
To
I-
go fish.
Yeah, I do have. I have played about 10 seconds of that. I loaded it up and then I was like, I can't. I have to wait.
What kind of songs are on that fucking soundtrack?
It seems like rock. I didn't start though. I just got to the main menu because I wanted to make sure it actually worked. Because it won't load on my PS3, but my PS2 works for it. So when the time comes, I will Hooters road trip.
When the time comes, so will I.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Stay tuned next week for a review of Far Cry the movie.
Yeah.
Directed by the enigmatic Uwe Boll.
Directed by Uwe Boll. Yep, sure was. I was told we'd see whales, but we saw none. So
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
disappointing.
you see any whales in your fishing games there, Schweiss?
Surprisingly few.
where are the whales?
Yeah.
You promised us whales.
Yeah.
Get ready for that shit.
Yep. So
Yeah.
until then, guys, give us your money. Patreon.com. Our drawing for last month. I don't know if I actually announced last month. I did the drawing. Charlie Rudy, you won August.
Congratulations, Charlie.
Yeah, man. Give us, choose a game. Choose a game, or I'll give you the least valuable one in our collection. I've thought about
Should
starting
you
to
just
do
start
that.
sending it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly, I did think about
What is the least
randomizing.
valuable game in the collection, by the way?
Probably one of the Rainbow Six games on PC.
Oh,
Aw,
Jesus.
Joe has
those
up
are
there.
great.
I'm sure it is, but like you could probably buy it for like $1.
Are those available? I wonder.
I assume so. They're probably like
Probably.
GOG or whatever sound that a dick.
Are they
makes in a
Ubisoft?
throat.
Then they might be on like the Uplay store,
Yeah, probably.
if not Steam.
I can probably buy it with my Uplay points for fuck's sake.
Does anyone use Uplay? I started an account so I could get like a free copy of like Rayman Origins years ago, and I've never used it.
I use it when I play my like Far Cry and
That's a lie. I used my Uplay account to buy Scott Pilgrim for PC. when it got re-released.
I think I also used it to get like a XP boost in Prince of Persia. The what was the last one?
Ubisoft Store for $2.50. You can get the original Rainbow Six.
Nice. Those games were fucking
The last Prince
hard.
of Persia.
Forbidden Sands.
Okay. I thought it was that weird 2008 one.
It's also for sale on
No.
GOG right now for $2.49. That's actually a really good game. That Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I played one of them on PS2. It was brutal as fuck. I'm pretty sure that's why I'm pretty sure that's. I don't know.
It's a different one.
Is it?
Yeah, that one didn't come out on. Oh, maybe.
Maybe it was SOCOM. No, I think I might have played SOCOM. That's also similar, where like you get shot once and you're basically dead.
Like a combat sim, basically.
Yeah,
Going for realism.
I like to get shot a bunch of times.
No, this is the PS1.
Nice.
Yeah, it's older than that. Okay.
So there you have it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Live always in the nude.
Walk with your cock held high.
Fuck off.